Have you ever been driving down the highway and felt small next to a normal semi-truck? Now imagine something so massive it makes that semi look like a toy. Something so powerful it can drag entire buildings, power stations, or machines heavier than a blue whale on regular roads. You probably think trains handle that kind of weight, or ships. But hidden from everyday traffic are road trucks so extreme, so oversized, that most people don't even believe they exist. And the craziest part? These monsters are real, and some of them are still working today. By the end of this video, you're going to question everything you thought you knew about trucks, roads, and what engineering is truly capable of. Let's start with a machine that looks like it escaped from a military base but ended up becoming a civilian legend. The Oshkosh M911. When this truck was first built in the late 1970s, it wasn't meant for highways filled with cars. It was built for war. The United States military needed something that could move tanks, heavy armor, and massive equipment without relying on rail lines. Oshkosh answered with the M911, and they didn't hold back. This truck stretches over 32 feet long, stands taller than most houses, and the tractor alone weighs more than many fully loaded trucks. When hooked to a heavy trailer, the total weight can climb past 165,000 pounds. That's not a typo. And under the hood sits a Detroit diesel V8 that doesn't scream for attention, it growls with authority. This thing wasn't built for speed. It was built to never stop moving. What makes the M911 special is what happened after its military career. When these trucks were retired, civilian companies saw an opportunity. Suddenly, you had military-grade power-hauling transformers, turbines, and massive steel structures. Across deserts, cities, and industrial zones, in places like the Middle East and Africa, the M911 replaced trains entirely. Some of these trucks are still rolling today, decades later. And if you think that's impressive, you're not ready for what comes next. Now imagine a truck designed not for cities, not for comfort, but for endless empty land where help is hundreds of miles away. Welcome to Australia, where the Kenworth C510 became a legend. This truck wasn't built to look pretty. It was built to survive. Long distances, brutal heat, and loads so heavy they stretch farther than a football field. The C510 can pull multi-trailer road trains that seem to never end. We're talking about a truck that, when fully loaded, can weigh well over 230,000 pounds and stretch more than 160 feet long. Behind the wheel, drivers describe it less like driving and more like commanding a moving fortress. The engine is a massive Cummins inline-6 that delivers raw pulling power instead of flashy speed. Out in the Australian outback, efficiency matters more than elegance. One truck doing the work of several saves fuel, time, and lives. There's a famous story of a C510 pulling over 130 tons in one run, something most countries wouldn't even allow on paper. And some drivers claim these trucks have crossed over 700,000 miles on the same engine. No shortcuts, no mercy, just relentless hauling. But believe it or not, this isn't even close to the strangest truck on this list. Back in North America during the 1970s, Mack trucks experimented with something bold, something almost forgotten: the Mack M45 heavy load. This truck looked like a prototype because in many ways it was. Built in extremely small numbers, the M45 was designed for one purpose only: move impossible cargo where rail couldn't reach. It was long, wide, and built around a massive V12 engine that delivered controlled, unstoppable torque. This wasn't a truck you drove fast. This was a truck you guided inch by inch, with loads approaching 200,000 pounds. It hauled industrial turbines, generators, and infrastructure components through cities and across highways that were never designed for such weight. Very few were ever built, which makes it one of the rarest heavy-haul trucks in history. Today, only a handful survive, and at least one is still operational, used for training and demonstrations. Think about that. A machine built over 40 years ago, still doing the job it was born to do. But the next truck takes this military-to-civilian story to an entirely different level: the Oshkosh M1070 heavy equipment. transporter was born to carry tanks. Not just any tanks, but the M1 Abrams, one of the heaviest combat vehicles ever made. That alone should tell you everything you need to know. This truck weighs over 44,000 pounds before it even picks up a load. With a trailer, we can legally move more than 240,000 pounds. What makes it terrifyingly capable is its all-wheel drive system. Every wheel is powered. Mud, sand, broken pavement, it doesn't care. When these trucks were retired from military service, civilian heavy haul, companies quickly adopted them. Today you'll find them moving turbines, bridge sections, and massive industrial equipment in places where roads are little more than suggestions. One company even upgraded an M1070 with highway tires and a modern cab interior so drivers could survive long hauls in comfort. Comfort in a truck that can move a small building. And just when you think nothing can top that, we travel east to a machine built during the Cold War that refuses to die. Asterisk asterisk, if you've never heard of the MAZ 537, you're not alone. This Soviet-built monster looks like something straight out of a sci-fi war movie, but it's very real. Developed in the 1960s, it was designed to haul ballistic missiles and heavy tanks across vast, unforgiving terrain. And when the Cold War cooled down, this beast didn't retire. It adapted. The MAZ 537 uses a massive V12 engine, so large it sounds fictional. Nearly 39 liters of displacement. That's bigger than some small cars combined. With all-wheel drive and suspension designed for frozen wastelands, it became the go-to solution for hauling extreme industrial loads across Eastern Europe and Central Asia. One documented journey involved hauling an 82-ton turbine nearly 900 miles through icy roads at sub-zero temperatures. No train, no ship. Just pure mechanical determination. Even today, modified versions of the MAZ 537 are still in service, proving that good engineering doesn't age, it evolves. But Germany had its own answer to extreme hauling, and it was just as intimidating. The Fawn HZ780 was built in West Germany during the 1970s, and it looked extreme even by modern standards. Short cab, long body, military styling. Underneath that aggressive design was a V12 air-cooled engine that roared like thunder when under load. This truck was designed to haul over 220,000 pounds on paved roads with precision. Precision matters when you're transporting equipment worth millions. The HZ780 played a crucial role in building North Sea oil platforms, hauling massive prefabricated sections from inland factories to ports. Imagine driving a truck that carries pieces of an oil rig through narrow European roads with inches to spare. That was normal work for this machine. Today, surviving HZ780s are museum pieces or private collector items. But their legacy lives on in modern heavy-haul engineering. And speaking of legends, Canada produced one that became nearly unstoppable. The Pacific P12 doesn't look flashy. It looks angry. Built in the 1960s, this Canadian giant was designed for forestry, mining, and infrastructure projects in places where failure meant disaster. With a massive V12 engine and a chassis built to handle over 260,000 pounds, the P12 became famous for doing what no other truck could. Logging operations relied on it. Mining companies trusted it. And when roads weren't strong enough, it didn't matter. One famous operation involved a P12, hauling a 95-ton hydroelectric turbine over 700 miles entirely by road. No rail support. No shortcuts. Just slow, controlled power. Some P12 units were later modified for highway use, showing just how versatile the platform was. But Mack Trucks wasn't done pushing limits. Enter the Mack M10X. This was not a mass-produced truck. This was an experiment in extremes. Built in extremely limited numbers, the M10X could reach a gross weight of over 330,000 pounds. It required special permits, police escorts, and months of planning for every trip. Under the hood sat a massive V12 engine paired with a complex transmission system designed for ultra-heavy starts and steep inclines. Drivers described it as piloting a ship on land. One unit reportedly worked for over 15 years in California, hauling enormous loads weekly without failure. It even appeared briefly in a 1980s movie, unnoticed by most viewers but instantly recognized by heavy haul enthusiasts. And just when you think the list can't get more insane, Europe and Canada teamed up to create something even more extreme. *** the Haze WHDX. Arbogie is one of those machines that feels unreal until you see it move. Built through a collaboration between Canadian and Spanish heavy haul specialists, this truck was engineered for precision, not speed. It could move loads exceeding 350,000 pounds through urban areas, sometimes at night with police escorts clearing entire cities. The engine was a massive Detroit diesel V12, tuned for torque and reliability. What made the Arbogie special wasn't just its power, but its control. It could inch forward with surgical accuracy, moving priceless industrial reactors and transformers. With mere inches of clearance, one unit remained in service for over 25 years, constantly rebuilt and upgraded. That's not just a truck, that's a career. But now we reach the final machine, the one that doesn't just push limits, it erases them. The Nicolas Tractomas TR1010 D100. This is widely recognized as the most powerful road-legal truck ever built. Designed in France, this machine was created for one mission only: move the heaviest loads imaginable on public roads. Empty, it weighs over 88,000 pounds. Loaded, it can tow over 1 million pounds. Yes, 1 million! Under the hood sits a Caterpillar V12, producing around 1,000 horsepower and nearly 4,000 pound-feet of torque. Every single wheel is powered, 10 wheels, 10 driven axles. This truck doesn't accelerate, it dominates. Used primarily in Africa and the Middle East, the Tractomas moved gas pipelines, offshore equipment, and massive infrastructure modules across deserts and highways. It even holds a Guinness World Record for being the most powerful road-legal truck ever built. One unit delivered to Algeria is rumored to still be operational decades later. That's not just engineering. That's legacy. These trucks aren't about speed. They're not about luxury. They exist to solve problems most people will never face, moving the impossible, connecting places where rails don't go, building the modern world one impossible load at a time. When you see a power station turn on, or a bridge rise, or an oil platform appear on the horizon, there's a chance one of these giants made it happen quietly without applause. So now I want to ask you, which one surprised you the most? Which one would you trust to move your entire house? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey into the world of extreme heavy haul trucks, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because machines like these deserve to be remembered. *** from the outside, these trucks might just look like oversized machines, big engines, big tires, big frames. But when you really think about it, they represent something much deeper. They exist because humans refuse to accept limits. Every one of these trucks was built because someone looked at an impossible problem and said, "We'll move it anyway." Roads weren't strong enough, reinforce them. Loads were too heavy, build something stronger. Distances too long, make one truck do the work of 10. That mindset is what separates normal machines from legends. What's even more fascinating is how many of these trucks lived multiple lives. Military machines became civilian workhorses. Experimental designs became industry standards. Some were built in such small numbers that most people will never see one in person, yet their impact shaped entire industries. Heavy haul trucking isn't glamorous. It's slow, expensive, and risky. But without it, modern infrastructure wouldn't exist the way it does today. Think about the drivers too. Sitting behind the wheel of something that weighs more than a skyscraper section, knowing one mistake could shut down an entire city. These operators don't just drive. They calculate. They plan. They coordinate with engineers, police, and governments. Every turn, every brake application, every incline matters. That level of responsibility is rarely talked about, but it's essential. And here's a thought that might surprise you. With modern emissions rules, rising costs, and changing infrastructure, many experts believe we may never see trucks like this built again. Not because we can't, but because the world has changed. These giants might represent the peak of road-based heavy hauling, a time when brute force and mechanical courage ruled. The highway's dot, so when you see a normal semi-truck next time, remember this. Somewhere out there, or maybe locked away in a museum or still crawling across a desert road, is a machine that can pull 10, 20, even 50 times more weight. A machine that doesn't care about disbelief, because it already proved itself. If this video opened your eyes to a side of engineering you never knew existed, you know what to do. Like the video so more people discover these forgotten giants. Subscribe if you want more stories about machines that push reality itself. And comment below, which of these trucks would you want to see in action, just once in real life?